All right, welcome back. It is the Vegas Take, Sharp and Shapiro. Glad you could join us on a Wednesday. And boy, what a Wednesday night of sports it will be tonight. Yeah, we got NBA games going on. We got the NHL going on. The Knights are in town playing tomorrow. But you couldn't ask for a better situation for Major League Baseball. What do I mean by that? Well, unless you're living under a rock. World Series Game 7 tonight, Greinke and Scherzer. And this is a great pitching matchup. Don't know how healthy Scherzer is, but you couldn't ask for anything more, right? Game 7, everyone counted, I shouldn't say everyone, but a lot of people counted Houston out when they were down 2-0. Then all of a sudden they just decided to win 3 games in a row. They had a chance to close it out last night. It was a really good game. Washington struck first, and then Houston takes the lead. Then all of a sudden we see Washington take the lead back, and they're up 3-2. And then an interesting situation took place in the latter innings. The situation is you've got a runner on first, and it looks as though
0 outs.
Yeah, no outs. It looks as though it should have been runners at second and third with no outs. But we have Trea Turner running to first base, and all of a sudden, the ball gets thrown away. And you think he gets to second, and then all of a sudden the umpire calls him out. And to the casual baseball fan, like myself, I'm thinking, what the hell's going on here? Why'd they call him out? What did he do? And we're going at the replay, and JD, take it from there, because I'm not going to go on the air right now and pretend like I know this rule, because I don't know it, and I'm not. So go ahead and explain exactly what happened.
Runners on first. Trea Turner hits a little dribbler. Trea Turner, for those who are casual baseball fans, he's probably the second fastest player in Major League Baseball. He's also a former track guy. So the rule is that you cannot run inside the line. And he was probably 6 or 7 inches to the left of the line. And he was inside the line until about the last 10 feet of getting towards first base. Now, but the rule also states that your last step, as long as your last step is within the line, and his last step was definitely within the line,
right,
that it's okay. The problem is the play was not reviewable. That's Major League Baseball rule. That's why it took 10.
But they did review it, though.
No, but it wasn't reviewable. So they reviewed it for no reason.
So wait a second.
And that's why Dave Martinez went completely nuts, despite the fact he just had a heart attack a month and a half ago and got himself ejected from the game. But so Trea Turner, his foot ends up on right in the center of the bag. The throw was very, very poor. He was never going to. The throw was so poor it actually hit him in the leg. He was never going to be out.
But hold on a second.
Never gotten out.
I'm confused about something.
Okay, what's your question?
You just said that it's not reviewable.
It's not reviewable.
Then why is it for 10 minutes they were going back to New York and all the umpires had their headsets on?
Because they didn't know what to do. And there's another reason. And is it karma that Anthony Rendon blasted a 2-run home run?
5 ribbies last night.
Two pitches after that took place. But long story short, the runner should have been on second and third. It would have been a good call potentially had the throw been on point and right. In
the end, though.
But the throw was so bad that the call made no sense. And it would have made Major League Baseball look really, really questionable, like they wanted the Astros to win the game had that actually it did stand up, but had Rendon not hit that home run and had Strasburg not gone 8.1 innings and had they lost, say, 4-3 and lost the World Series. Thankfully, Rendon hit that bomb, and I believe it actually saved Major League Baseball in the eyes of a lot of fans.
You could make the argument, though, that it actually helped. In a way, it helped the Nationals because you have a pitcher on the mound who was getting cold, and then he threw a meatball. So you could make the argument that it actually hurt the Houston Astros because you got a pitcher waiting out there for 15 minutes.
I will say this. Brad Peacock is not exactly a clutch pitcher. I'm shocked they put him out there. He was an average at best pitcher during the regular season. They had plenty of different closers, Joe Smith, Will Harris, but those pitchers pitched the day before, so I guess that would make some sense. But I'm pretty surprised he was out there. The point is, it was a bad throw. Had it been a good throw, it could have been a good call. But you don't call that. You don't make that call in that type of totally inopportune situation.
All right,
especially when you can't review it. And they didn't know they couldn't review it, Brian.
So let's ask what Kate Upton thinks. If you don't know,
I would love to find out what a supermodel thinks.
Okay, so Kate Upton, as you know, is she dating Justin Verlander or she's married? I'm sorry.
Well, they definitely have a sex tape together, so whatever that translates to.
So they're married, and Justin Verlander is a guy that cannot get over the hump in a way like Kershaw. Just can't get it done in postseason. So anyway, let's talk a little bit about Kate Upton, because Kate Upton went a little crazy on social media last night, rooting for her hubby, who, by the way, lost another game in postseason. She said, quote, in regards to what we're talking about, in regard to this issue, Trea Turner, quote, "He wasn't within the base path." She goes on to say, "Those who don't know the rule, you have to run inside the two lines. Not sure why the review is taking so long." That is Kate Upton.
Okay,
what do you make about that?
He wasn't in the base path for the first 80 feet or so. The last 10 feet, which he can totally do this, he ran inside the base path, and he made sure that his foot touched the center of the bag. So that is incorrect. Had he ran through the bag with his left foot on the outside of the bag, that would be the correct call. But the problem here is the throw was so bad, he was never going to be out anyways.
What are you trying to say?
It's like in the NFL when you've got a wide receiver who gets just creamed going over the middle, but the ball flies 30 yards over his head because it's uncatchable. It's kind of the exact same situation here.
So are you trying to tell me that you're disagreeing with a supermodel? How dare you? Is that what you're saying?
I am disagreeing with a supermodel, yes, who I used to be a large fan of Kate Upton.
So now you're not. Why?
I'm not a fan of Kate Upton now because of this particular situation. I have my reasons for that.
Because she's banging Verlander? Does that ruin it for you?
It's not because she's banging one of the worst pitchers in postseason history. And at this point, Brian, do you think that Clayton Kershaw is worse than Justin Verlander, or are they just kind of like on the bottom, just hanging out on the bottom?
No, I think Verlander in all is a much better pitcher than Kershaw.
I'm saying clutch.
Yes. I think Verlander, yes. It's a toss-up.
Verlander was 1-4 this postseason.
It's a toss-up.
But we need to talk about Steven Strasburg, Brian.
It's a toss-up.
Steven Strasburg.
He did something that no other pitcher has done. Right?
No other pitcher has ever gone 5-0 in one season in the postseason.
He's incredible. He was fantastic last night. He made one mistake last night. He was fantastic.
His career postseason ERA is less than 1.50.
I thought the strikeout of Altuve, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it was runners at second and third
with one out.
I thought when he struck out Altuve, and he threw some unbelievable pitchers in that at bat, he made Altuve, who was arguably the best contact hitter in Major League Baseball, he made Altuve look really bad in that at bat. And to me, that was the changing of the guard. When he struck out Altuve and he was able to get out of that inning, I think that changed everything. And he threw the pitches he needed to throw in order to get those guys out in that spot. I thought that was huge.
He has ice in his veins. Again, he was the top pick in the draft. He used to throw 102 miles an hour when he came out of college. Now he just throws, 96 fastball, 82 curveball. Yeah. He's got 3 or 4 good pitches, but they're all released from the same point, so the batter can't understand what's coming at them, and then they move in different directions, which a lot of pitchers cannot do.
So we got to get to the game tonight, but before we get to it, our producer, Stein, has reminded me I would be remiss if I didn't bring up our friend Mattress Mac. If you don't know who Mattress Mac is, he is in a position to win $22 million if the Astros win the World Series tonight. He's got wagers at around $12 million. He clears $22 million if they win tonight. He came on our show a few weeks ago talking about these wagers that he placed. $22 million swing on this game tonight. Our producer Stein might have a $22 swing on this game tonight. $22 million. I would need to be wearing diapers, and he would need to check my blood pressure and heart rate if I had that kind of money riding on this game.
Unless, of course, you hedged.
Do you think he hedged?
Absolutely, he hedged.
Well,
this entire thing is a giant hedge. How much promotion is he getting for his business?
I don't know if he's hedging.
He's getting a ton of promotion.
We asked him a few weeks ago, and he said he wasn't going to hedge. So you think he's lying? Are you accusing Mattress Mac of being a liar?
I'm not accusing Mattress Mac of being a liar.
It sounds like you are.
But how much did he wager total on this?
$12 million.
He wagered 12.
Yes.
He can win 22.
Yes, correct.
That's tough. That's actually a tough hedge. You can do it, but it's a difficult hedge.
Well, we'll get Mattress Mac on the show. We'll talk a little bit more about this, but let's quickly talk about the game tonight. I mentioned the pitching matchup. I actually placed a wager on the Washington Nationals last night, and I thought that was the right play. Very difficult to beat a good team 4 games in a row. I really don't have an opinion on the game tonight. My mind tells me that Houston is going to win. My heart tells me that Washington's going to pull it. I love Scherzer, but how healthy is he? We don't know. We don't know how healthy he is. That is a question mark, but he's such a competitor.
I honestly think that the Nationals said, okay, you know what? We know that Scherzer can beat Greinke. Let's throw out Joe Ross in Game 5, have him just get crushed. They had the fact that Joe Ross pitched in Game 5, this guy's home ERA this year was 7.50. That is horrendous.
So what do you think what happens tonight?
I think Scherzer wins his first World Series.
Really?
I think that the way that Greinke pitches, the Yankees didn't match up well with him because they're home run hitters. The Nationals are contact hitters. Greinke doesn't throw hard. He throws a lot of different junk. He's 36 years old. This is probably his latest start he's ever had at the major league level. I think the game probably goes over, and I like the Nationals to win. And do you really think
Scherzer think the game goes over?
Do you think Scherzer was that injured? Well, the Nationals bullpen is completely terrible.
I like the under.
So, okay, well, let's assume that Cole gets an inning or two. And Patrick Corbin gets an inning or two, and Corbin's been awful.
But
in
the only reason why I
say
most Game 7s in postseason.
But you also have to consider that. I get that, but you have to consider that this is the AL. Mm-hmm. So there's no pitchers hitting. It's all designated hitters, and they're both very, very deep on both sides. And they're going to pull out all the stops in this one. But I think the Nationals come away with this win for a number of reasons. One of which is all these books, and you got to think it's not just Vegas. There's 16 new states now that have legalized sports betting. How many futures bettors in baseball put money on the Astros at these books? I'm thinking thousands and thousands. I mean, for example, Mattress Mac made his wagers in Mississippi. It wasn't even in New Jersey. Mm-hmm. New Jersey did $450 million this month, and Vegas did $550 million. I mean, you've got almost probably $4 to $5 billion a month now being wagered legally nationally. And I think that if the Astros win this World Series, a lot of these new books are going to get just crushed by these bettors.
I'm crushed personally because you have discredited the opinion of supermodel Kate Upton.
It's the rule that she understands 95% of the rule, but the most important thing is that in your last step, your last 10 feet, you are totally fine with as long as you step on the bag in the center of the bag, which Trea Turner did do. And again, the throw was never going to be out. It's the same as the NFL, it's pass interference, it's clear-cut pass interference, but the ball is 30 yards over the wide receiver's head, and he can't jump 40 feet high.
Listen, I'm beyond the rule right now. I'm just thinking of what Kate Upton looks like naked. That's what I'm thinking about right now in my head right now.
Hey,
in both heads, actually.
It's all over the internet, Brian.
Is it really?
Yeah, just go to Google.
They won't let me do that at work, though.
It's very simple. Don't do it now, but you're welcome to do it at home.
So what would so explain this to me because I don't do this a lot.
Okay, you would type in Kate Upton sex tape.
Oh, she has a sex tape?
She has a sex tape
with who?
With Justin Verlander.
Oh, that grosses me out.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Verlander naked.
Fair enough.
I don't want to see him naked.
That's a risk you have to take.
Be honest. Have you seen this video?
I've seen parts of the video. And it came out like 6 years ago.
So is it like the Pamela Anderson video where they're in a boat?
No,
where are they?
It's not a plot. It's just a standard sex video.
Where are they? Are they in a bedroom? Where are they?
The Tommy Lee Pamela Anderson video is more plotted out.
Is Justin Verlander's bat exposed? Bat and balls exposed?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Okay, so that's obviously a yes.
So you can watch it and you can make your own determinations.
How big is Justin Verlander's bat?
Again, I'm not going to answer that question.
Why not? The listening audience deserves to know. The listening audience, does he have a large bat? That's all I'm asking.
The listening audience is more than welcome to go to Google and type in Kate Upton sex tape if you're really that interested.
Yeah, but then you're going to get a bunch of viruses on your laptop. I'm not willing to do that. It's not worth it.
That's a risk you have to be willing to take if you want to find out the size of people's bats.
Well, listen, I did that once with Paris Hilton, I'll be honest, and I got like a virus on my computer. I think it was worth it, though, because watching Paris do the deed that she did was quite enjoyable for me to watch. But anyway, we'll leave it at that. So speaking of quite enjoyable, and by the way, we wish Mattress Mac luck, by the way. Coming up next, we're going to take a quick break. Oh, it's OJ time, folks. That's right. O.J. Simpson back in the news again. No, I promise you it has nothing to do with a bloody knife, but it has a lot to do with football. We'll explain exactly what that means, and we'll play it for you coming up next. You're listening to The Vegas Take on the all-new 101.5 FM, 720 AM, KDON.